Christianity is not a costume that we put on, but it's a way of life. Meaning everything that you would do in a church, you would do by yourself in your room. And you would not just do that on Sundays and Wednesdays and such, but you would do that every single day. Welcome back, everybody. Today I thought I'd talk about, are you a Christian or a church member? Now, only you can make the distinction between which one you are. Of course, the relationship with God is a personal relationship, but there's quite a bit of people that will go to church for other reasons than God. I know that sounds a little weird, but it's honestly true. And what the goal of church is pretty much all about is fellowship, to be with other like-minded people and also encouraging others with their walk with Christ, which is why church is very crucial in your walk with God. It's always important. So if you're battling with something, this person may have gone through something similar and he knows how you can get out of that. And he will use scripture to back it up. And of course, iron sharpens iron. And so you can help him on certain situations and all this stuff, and it's just back and forth. And that's the amazing thing of what church can do. We shouldn't really neglect the importance of fellowship. We continuously need to have that encouragement, to always have that. And like the Bible will talk about, two is better than one. It's better to always have that community, to have people that have your back, that can get you out of trouble, in not trouble like with the law, trouble as in spiritual trouble, as in any type of evil coming your way. Hey, you know what? That's probably not a good idea because blank. You know, they're there to encourage you, to get you out of problems that you may put yourself into. I might be going off on a tangent here. I want you to remember when you worship God that it's crucial that you're more private. Your relationship with God, like I said, is a personal relationship. When you do things in secret, when it's not just for the attractions of eyes, that you're actually genuinely praying, you're actually reading, you're actually doing it for His glory and not for other people's say in your life. And when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray, standing in the synagogues and on the streets' corners to be seen by others. Truly I say to you, they have received their reward in full. But when you pray and go into your room, close the door and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. Then He will in spirit. That's what prayer is all about. He loves that intimacy, that one-on-one with you, and not only doing these things in a church building, because then that kind of makes the distinction between, are you in a relationship with God or are you a religious Christian that goes on Sundays and Wednesdays. Christianity is not a costume that we put on, but it's a way of life. Meaning everything that you would do in a church, you would do by yourself in your room. And you would not just do that on Sundays and Wednesdays and such, but you would do that every single day. In today's world, if you take away the performance of the band, the group, and you take away all the lighting and the neon and the modernization of it, that make the church very attractive, sadly, the churches would not be as full. A lot of young people really like that look of all the lights and group, and their friends are there from school, and sadly the churches would not be as full as it is. But it's good to recognize, who am I going to church for? Am I going for God or am I going for somebody else? I know a lot of people from high school, they go to church every Sunday and then they would go to school and they live a life of really, really bad stuff. I can't really mention in this video, but there's quite a bit of bad things every single day. And so the church isn't really changing any lives, which is kind of a problem. Because if you're constantly going to church and you're learning a message, but then nobody's changing, there's kind of an issue here. This is why it's crucial that you do this every day, because that creates that relationship. You marry somebody so that you can be with them every day. That's a relationship. I want you to remember that church isn't about getting something, but giving something. And instead of always wanting to get something out of it, but what God is wanting you to give up something. Give your time, give your attention, give your love, give your heart, give God your problems, give God everything. You're giving Him all your attention and you're only focused on Him. You're giving Him something. It's not always about always talking, getting your input in, but listening, and that's when everything changes. Same thing with prayer. Prayer is not always about being the one that talks, but it's the one that listens. Because how many times have you prayed and you talk, then you're not listening because you can't hear Him? This is a relationship that you'll be able to hear Him, but a lot of people can't hear Him because they're not in tuned in the Spirit to hear that. But He's talking all the time. all the time he's talking. But are you always listening? But we're always so distracted being the one that talks that we can't hear. And we're always the ones that go to church to get something and to always have these distractions, whether it's in a church building or whatever. Just remain humble, but give yourself to God. Just lay it all down. And remember, we are the church. Just like the building, be planted on a firm foundation. Build other people up. And remember that we are the church. Just like the building, we must build each other up, and we must be built on a firm foundation in faith, so that there's churches everywhere, so that we can suffocate evil with God. I'm hoping this video helped you understand the difference between a church member and a Christian, from being religious and to a relationship with God, from a personal one to a public one. And I'm also not saying that you can't pray in public, you can't read in public, but it's about what your intentions are. Are you genuinely wanting to learn more about Him? Are you genuinely praying to glorify Him? Or what are your intentions? It's always about what your heart is inside. He looks at your heart, He looks at your soul to see what you're actually doing, because you may fool other people with your body of doing Christian things, but trust me, your spirit will say a lot, your soul will say a lot about you, and that is what He looks at. But thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe for more videos just like this. You're more than welcome to check out Messenger Music and Messenger Plus, where Messenger Music is all about praise and worship, meditation and prayer, motivational music for 30 minutes, and it's amazing for your Christian walk. Whether you're going to sleep, going to the gym, whatever it may be, in your car. And Messenger Plus is just pretty much just having fun with you guys, kind of doing whatever I want on there. Once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Messenger out.